Thank you so much for this. Thank you so much, please, on the band. Thank you so much, all our guests. Thank you so much, performing arts. And thank you so much, everybody who has participated in this function, the 20th anniversary of Kyambogo University and the 19th graduation ceremony of Kyambogo University. We want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to this function when we celebrate and rejoice with our graduates, our parents, our guardians, all the stakeholders, the Ministry of Education, the President. Want to thank you all for what you have done to make this day so colorful and so enjoyable. I want to ensure that you all take your seats comfortably. Do not sit, but ensure you are in your seats. Keep standing. Keep standing as we sing the anthems. We shall sing the anthems. Thank you. We keep standing. Keep standing as we dedicate this day in the hands of God, and the prayer will be led by Reverend Engineer Dr. Emmanuel Mesegwa, the chaplain of St. Kakumba Chapel of Kyambogo University.
We come before God Almighty with thanksgiving in our hearts, and as we dedicate this graduation ceremony into the hands of God, and we will use Psalm 103, Psalm 103. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. Almighty God, you have done great things in our lives as students, as a university community, staff and administrators, and as a nation of Uganda. And we are grateful. And as we gather today and over the next 2 days, we thank you for the great and wonderful things you've done in our lives, in our physical health, in our intellectual health, in our occupational health, and in keeping us as a nation. And now we dedicate this day trusting you that you will continue to do wonderful things in our lives, even beyond this graduation ceremony. We especially dedicate to you our graduands, that where they go out in the field, they will continue shining as lights, and they will be blessed in their homes, at their workplaces, in their innovations. May they continue to grow and display your goodness and loving kindness. We thank you for parents, and we thank you for providing for them. And we thank you for this nation, and pray that your blessing will be upon this graduation ceremony. We thank you and pray that you will strengthen our Chancellor and all the officiants, and may your blessing be upon us. In the name of God Almighty, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you. Keep standing. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I now take the honor to invite you to constitute this assembly into the first session of the 19th Congregation of Kyambogo University.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I constitute this assembly into the first session of the 19th Congregation of Kyambogo University.
Thank you. You can now take your seats.
Thank you very much. As you settle down, DJ, give us some relaxing music so that each one of us takes our seats. And then we will proceed with the program. DJ. Yes, you are all very welcome to this 19th graduation ceremony. The Chancellor's procession has arrived. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, DJ. Yeah, thank you very much, DJ, for that music interlude. We hope everybody is now settled and you're feeling at home. We want to tell you once again that you are always welcome to this 19th graduation ceremony. We will continue with our program for today. Now that we are constituted, the Chancellor has constituted the congregation. Now we shall have the Vice Chancellor address the congregation. Vice Chancellor, sir, you are welcome to address the congregation.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, representing His Excellency the President, the Honorable Minister of State for Higher Education, representing Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, and the colleagues from the Ministry of Education, including the PS, Mr. Chancellor, sir, Honorable Ministers present, the Chairperson of Kyambogo University Council and all members of Council, the Vice Chancellors of sister universities, my colleagues, the Deputy Vice Chancellors and members of top management, the members of Senate, the deans of faculties and schools, the principals of affiliated institutions, heads of departments, all the teaching and non-teaching staff of Kyambogo University, our dear parents, the guardians and sponsors, our dear graduands, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to welcome our chief guest, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, for finding time to come and join us as we celebrate the achievements of the university at this 19th graduation ceremony. Kyambogo University appreciates the support we receive from the government of Uganda, especially the financial support and guidance that we receive has ensured smooth operations of the university, which has culminated in this graduation ceremony that we shall have over the next 3 days. I wish to welcome you, sir, Mr. Chancellor, together with the parents and guardians, the graduands, and all the invited guests to this ceremony. I thank the Almighty God for the gift of life and for having brought us here safely to witness this momentous occasion. At this point, I want to recognize other invited guests that have come, especially accompanying the Chancellor for the launch of his book, and I'm sure he will talk about them when he communicates to us. Mr. Chancellor, sir, graduation is an occasion when all stakeholder groups, the council, administration, staff, students, parents and guardians come together, celebrate the successes and the achievements of the young people, the graduates. In addition, it's a time for management and staff of the university to give some accountability of their operations during the course of the year. Mr. Chancellor, sir, during the next 3-day graduation period, we shall present to you a total of 10,926 graduates, of whom 6,118 are males and 4,808 are females, for the award of certificates, diplomas, bachelor's, master's degrees, and PhDs. Of these, 412 students obtained first degrees in various bachelor's programs. The best performing male student was Mayanja Timothy from the Bachelor of Arts in Economics, who scored a CGPA of 4.95 out of 5. The overall best female student was Adibo Esther from the Bachelor of Administrative Science from Soroti Learning Center, and she scored a CGPA of 4.88 out of 5. I congratulate these students for their excellent performance. In a special way, I want to thank the Chairperson of Council, Dr. Mary Goret Nakabugo, the Chairpersons of Council committees, and other members of Council for continuously guiding management and working on policies that have created a peaceful atmosphere on campus, which is essential for teaching, learning, research, and community engagements. I thank my colleagues, the Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors, the members of top management, for serving tirelessly and for being available to respond to the needs of the staff and students in a timely manner. I wish to urge all of us to continue working well as a team. I pay special tribute to the deans and heads of departments who made sure that students are taught and given knowledge and skills that will enable them to compete in the job market. Thank you all our partners in the private sector, the owners and operators of factories and industries, schools and district councils, and other departments that take in our students for internship. Thank you all teaching and non-teaching staff for your contributions, which have contributed to calmness, hence a conducive environment to pursue our goals and mandates as a university. Your individual contribution is valued and collectively we achieve. I want to recognize and thank the student body leadership, the Guild. I have noticed the Guild president is here. I want to thank the students' body for keeping the peace and for working closely with management to ensure that their issues are addressed in a timely manner. Our chief guest, during this graduation, we shall have the honor to participate in the launch of a book by the Chancellor, Professor John Yakobo Kedi. The title of the book is Yes, Mr. Chancellor, Sir, the memoirs of a hardest boy who became a university professor. On behalf of Kyambogo community and on my own behalf, we congratulate our Chancellor, Professor John Okedi, for this publication, which we all look forward to reading. Thank you for showing the way and challenging many of us to follow your footsteps. The university has registered major achievements in various areas of operations in the period of 1 year, and I'll quickly go through some of these achievements. In the area of teaching and learning, the university continues to deliver on its mandate by ensuring that teaching and learning is effectively done. The lockdown imposed adaptation of ICTs for continuity of key institutional functions remotely. In an era driven by information and communication technologies, it is crucial for universities to embrace innovation and leverage these tools to enhance the learning experience and streamline administrative processes. Kyambogo University has invested heavily in its ICT infrastructure, and I'll come back to this a little later. Thank you, members of teaching staff who have embraced these new technologies and have developed new academic programs that will address national and international challenges, including but not limited to food insecurity, climate change, human rights, and sustainable development goals. The university developed new programs which have been accredited by the National Council for Higher Education. These are new programs including the PhD in Human Nutrition, the PhD in Geography, the PhD in Musical Arts, the Master of Arts in Kiswahili, Master of Geographical Information Systems and Remote Sensing, the Postgraduate Diploma in Culinary Art, Bachelor of Ethics and Human Rights, and the Bachelor of Geographical and Earth Observation Systems. The development of these programs is in line with our desire to give greater emphasis to training at postgraduate level, limiting the multiplication of undergraduate bachelor's and diploma programs. I'm glad to report that these and all other programs run by Kyambogo University are operated by the National Council for Higher Education, and they have not expired but remain valid and recognized globally. Our chief guest, His Excellency the President advised public universities to increase the student admission in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics programs, to promote national development and economic transformation. Kyambogo University has responded to His Excellency's call, but meet major challenges such as recruitment of qualified teaching staff in science, technology, and engineering, and provision of instructional materials, which are very expensive. Attraction and retention of teaching staff in these fields is hard, especially in engineering and architecture, because it is more financially rewarding for them to work in the private sector rather than working in the university. I request government to increase our wage bill to enable us to attract, recruit, and retain more science, technology, and engineering lecturers. The university has been forced to think outside the box. We have now proposed recruitment of the second cohort of graduate trainees, fellows, these being the brightest young men and women who will form the foundation to develop our own professors in these fields. In the area of research, innovation, and knowledge generation, I must state that any university worth its name must be engaged in research and innovations as a whole, producing new knowledge. This is what distinguishes a university from a high school. Kyambogo University is the only institution of higher learning in Uganda that introduced a competitive research scheme from its internally generated funds, where staff write proposals and compete for grants. So far, 114 staff members from both sciences and humanities have benefited from the scheme. As a result of active research by staff members, many of them have been promoted to high academic ranks. Allow me to congratulate and recognize two of our members of staff who have been elevated to positions of associate professor. One is Dr. Bernard Barasa from the Department of Geography and Social Studies, and Dr. Maurice Mukokoma in Accounting and Finance and Microfinance. In order to increase our competitiveness in attracting research grants, staff have undergone capacity building to equip them with the grantsmanship skills, including how to identify grant funding opportunities, writing a winning research proposal, developing research teams and partnerships, strengthening research project management, and research communication. Most of the research in the universities is conducted by graduate students, especially master's and doctorate students, under the supervision of their senior members of staff. It is important, therefore, for our university to increase the number of staff with doctorates in order to make significant contribution to the drive for socio-economic transformation. The government of Uganda, therefore, through our chief guest, needs to provide scholarships for training at master's and PhD levels. There is a clear correlation between the number of PhD holders in an institution and research output, including commercializable innovations that end up in small and medium business enterprises and policy development. Regarding institutional development, the Ministry of Public Service approved a new structure for Kyambogo University, which led to the creation of new faculties, schools, institutes, and academic departments. We now have 6 faculties, 7 schools, and 1 institute. This new structure was associated with an increase in the establishment for academic staff from 1,281 to 1,772 positions, and a reduction in established non-teaching staff from 851 to 792 positions. With the current staffing levels, it implies that we are staffed at about 31%, which in our view is very low. We shall continue lobbying government for increment of our wage bill to recruit more staff. In addition, the university has an ambitious staff development program, and we currently sponsor 43 doctorate students and 6 master students pursuing their studies in universities within Africa and abroad, including the USA. I congratulate those members of staff who have completed their doctorates, and I encourage others to work hard and complete within the allotted time. On 5th September this year, faculties conducted elections of deans and new heads of departments. Allow me to recognize the deans who were elected in various faculties and schools. Faculty of Arts and Humanities elected their new dean, Associate Professor Elizabeth Chazike. The Faculty of Social Sciences elected Associate Professor James Mujisha. School of Education, Associate Professor George Wilson Kasuse. Faculty of Science, Associate Professor Edrisa Mugampoza. The School of Vocational Studies, Dr. Milton Peter Rukundo. Faculty of Agriculture, Robert Mleveke. School of Art and Industrial Design, Dr. Emmanuel Tunji. Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation, Dr. Patrick Ojok. Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Patrick Onyutha. The School of Management and Entrepreneurship, Dr. Peter Obanda. School of Computing and Information Science, Dr. Dennis Sebugwao. We want to congratulate these deans and urge them to take on the mantle of leading their institutions. As a policy and an element of good governance, the university decentralized management of academic, administrative, and financial affairs to faculties and schools. Regarding financial management, the deans participate in the budgeting process and they are aware of the resource envelope. This has created peace in the university and limited the animosity against management, as the case was many years back. Regarding physical infrastructure and ICT development, the University Council has set 3 priority areas, namely resource mobilization, development of physical infrastructure, and development of ICT facilities. Regarding physical infrastructure development, the university received 900 million to remove asbestos roofing and replace it with iron sheets. This will be an ongoing activity until all the asbestos roofing is removed. As you may know, asbestos was declared a health hazard by the World Health Organization, and unfortunately most of our buildings were covered with asbestos. So we thank the government of Uganda for giving us this support. The National Water and Sewage Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding with Kyambogo University to improve sanitation by constructing communal public toilets under the project implementation of water supply and sanitation infrastructure in the informal settlements. This is going to relieve the university of the pressure of sanitation facilities. I'm pleased to inform you that the university finalized the construction of a 4-story central lecture block which will accommodate about 4,000 students as a single sitting at a cost of about 15.6 billion shillings, which was generated internally. This facility has already relieved the university of acute space shortage. The university has also undertaken a public-private partnership approach for implementing infrastructure development. A feasibility study to establish these flagship projects, namely students' accommodation, multipurpose sports complex, and multipurpose business complex, has been undertaken. We hope that when these projects are carried out, we shall have modern accommodation facilities for our students, and that should improve the learning environment. We have started discussions with the Ministry of Education and Sports to develop our cricket ground into state-of-the-art cricket oval and a football pitch on the west end to be transformed into a high-grade pitch to be used for training in the forthcoming Africa Cup of Nations 2027. These facilities will add value to the university and enhance sports activities for our students on campus. The university has implemented learning management systems in the area of ICTs that has gradually been embraced by both staff and students to access course material, submit assignments, and engage with their lecturers. Through this platform, students have a seamless digital learning experience that allows for real-time interaction and collaboration transcending the limitations of physical classrooms. Turning our attention to administration, we have automated various processes through our integrated administrative system, management information system. From admission, procedures, fees payments, registration, results management, clearance, graduation, to academic documents production, and students' records management. The system has eliminated cumbersome paperwork and manual interventions. This has not only increased efficiency, but also drastically reduced the potential for errors. Centralized data and analytics enhanced with artificial intelligence have allowed us to make data-driven decisions for planning and finance, ultimately benefiting both the university and its stakeholders. Furthermore, the institution has made strides in enhancing campus-wide connectivity and leveraging digital campus technologies. Our fiber optic has 360 links, connecting 60 buildings within the main campus. We have 184 hotspots on the main campus. The bandwidth has increased from 700 to 1,024 gigabytes per second. The internet in the learning centers has also been boosted to 15 megabits per second, each from 10 megabits. We also have the high-speed Wi-Fi, digital libraries, and edu-rooms have provided students with seamless access to educational resources within and outside the classroom. These technologies have empowered our students and staff, creating an environment that fosters creativity, collaboration, and innovation. And we want to encourage everybody to embrace these new technologies. In the area of strategic marketing, the university has grown in stature and size and attained international recognition. We now have a student population of close to 33,000 students with 900 staff members. The university continues to receive numerous requests for either bilateral collaboration or joining consortia to write grant proposals to attract funding from international organizations and philanthropists. There are many organizations seeking to work with us, and that is very encouraging to us. We have established linkages with many institutions. Allow me to mention very few. Oslo Metropolitan University in Norway, University of Piraeus in Greece, Daffodil University in Bangladesh, University of Arizona in USA, Seneca University College in Canada, University of Johannesburg, South Africa, Leeds Beckett University in the UK, Verge University Brussels, University of Mainz in Germany, and University of Austria, and University of Saskatchewan in Canada, just to mention a few. And the university continues to engage with communities around us and beyond. The biomedical engineering students have carried out numerous visits to hospitals where they repair scientific equipment and restore mortuaries into working conditions. We responded to the plight of primary and secondary school students who cross Lake Bunyonyi in western Uganda, Kabale district to be precise, to go to school. Many children have lost their lives on this lake. The university donated life jackets, an assortment of books and pens, and that gesture was well received by the students, teachers, and parents. If you remember, this story was aired on our media and TVs and radios, and it was a very sorry state. See many young children lose their lives as they cross the lake to go and attain education. To our parents and guardians, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to parents and guardians for the numerous sacrifices that you have made to support your children's education. I also recognize those graduates who toiled to pay fees for themselves. All parents look forward to this day when their children will graduate in anticipation that they will become independent and sustain themselves, in addition to sustaining their families. I request you parents continue supporting your children until they become self-sustaining. I specifically thank you, parents and guardians, for choosing Kyambogo University and entrusting us to shape the future of your children. It is our commitment to equip all students with the necessary knowledge and skills to make them preferred candidates in the job market. Here they receive knowledge and skills to set them up in the world of work. And I'm glad to say that Kyambogo University graduates continue to be preferred candidates for employment in many sectors of the economy. You talk to many people who employ students, and they will tell you we prefer Kyambogo University students. Our students are found to be disciplined, able to keep time, they have hands-on skill sets and capacity to get their hands dirty to get the work done. We shall continue to do our best. I therefore call upon all staff not to betray the confidence you parents and guardians have shown in us. We do not take this for granted. It comes with expectations and responsibilities on all parties involved. But parents and guardians, you can always count on us. To the graduates, I want to congratulate you upon the academic achievement that you have earned today. Congratulations. Attaining an academic award at the university requires passion for knowledge, stepping out of your comfort zone, as well as embracing the rigors of academic pursuit. Indeed, today is a testimony that your hard work has not been in vain. I'm confident that you have gained the knowledge and skills to comfortably fit in your areas of specialization and serve beyond. Today marks the commencement of a new chapter in your lives. As you launch into the world, always rely on God, be confident. If you combine this with commitment and hard work, you will succeed. Some of you are already employed, while many have begun searching for jobs. As you search for jobs, remain hopeful, be open-minded, and maintain a positive attitude, since opportunity comes to those who are prepared. Strive to advance in your education as a means of adding value to yourself. This will elevate you above the rest in your career. This world, I must warn you, is full of temptations, and you will continue facing pressure from your peers. It is therefore vital for you to set personal goals, boundaries, and reflect on the possible consequences of your choices. Your parents and guardians have sacrificed a lot to bring you to this level. It is wise that you resist any temptations or anything that may cut your life short. I want to urge you to love your country and remain patriotic by avoiding corruption at your place of work. And remember always to lift high the banner of your alma mater, Kyambogo University. I want to give special thanks to the chairperson of the Ceremonies Committee, Dr. Ann Nakagiri, together with the chairpersons of various subcommittees, the convocation, security agencies, the media fraternity, the Department of Music and Performing Arts, the Prisons Band, service providers, staff of the Department of Academic Registrar, and everyone who contributed to make this ceremony successful. A big thank you, and may God bless you. Our chief guest, and Mr. Chancellor, sir, as I conclude my remarks, I want to thank the government of Uganda, under the wise leadership of His Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for ensuring the peace and stability we enjoy across the country. I thank the President and the First Family for the vision to transform this country through science and technology, and hence his personal drive to promote science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and mathematics. I also thank the Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Mama Janet Kataha Museveni, for her guidance and advice whenever we have consulted her. Our colleagues from the Ministry of Education, please convey our best wishes to the Minister. So, may God bless you richly and grant you journey mercies as you go back. And since I'm unlikely to see you again before Christmas or the festive season, I want to wish you joyous festive celebrations. Thank you all our guests for listening to me. Knowledge and skills for service for God and my country.
Yes, I don't know if it's considered. if it's not, because usually we have the politics with we shout.
I'm told, what is the chairperson of the convocation? Are the best students graduating today?
Yes, one of them are leaders here. Is she really?
People, the girl.
Yes, is she? Everything is here.
And my angel is also graduating today.
So we're following.
A bit of consultation here. I'm inviting the chair of convocation to recognize the best performing female student. I'm told she's graduating today. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll hand over to the chair of convocation to give that award, and then I'll invite the chairperson of council to address us.
Thank you so much, the Vice Chancellor. Your Excellency, the Vice President, all protocol observed, good morning. Way! Way! To our parents now, let's clap for them, please. Okay, please. I kindly request that we have to reward always the best students, and we are informed that today Abido Esther is here, who was the best female with a CGPA of 4.88. I kindly request that you come over and we do the work. As she comes, I thank the executive of convocation, Kyambogo University, the Senate, the University Council, and top management. Great work deserves rewards. It is the reason we are seeing this.
I want to congratulate this young lady, Abido Esther, for her excellent performance, and to tell you that hard work pays. When you work hard, you will be recognized. So, Abido Esther, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, the Vice Chancellor. This is what we do because we have to acknowledge them. Tomorrow we shall be having Mayanja Timothy, who was the overall with 4.95. As you go, to you as students, as you go, you are changing a title to graduates. It is always better that you do your best, but also, since you have special needs and business, always do a small business to back up your professional job. I wish you the best. Congratulations. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Chair of Convocation. I now wish to invite the Chairperson of Council, Dr. Mary Goret Nakabugo, to come and address us. Chairperson of Council.
Hello. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo, the Honorable Minister of State for Higher Education, Dr. Jesse Muyingo, representing the Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, Mr. Chancellor, sir, religious leaders, the Vice Chairperson and members of the University Council, the Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors, and members of top management, members of Senate, heads of academic departments, leaders of staff associations, union and students, our dear parents and guardians, our special graduates today, distinguished guests. In a special way, I would like to acknowledge the following special guests. Professor Francis Omaswa, the Chancellor of Soroti University. We appreciate your presence here. Dr. Safina Musene, the Acting Director of Higher Education and TVET in the Ministry of Education, and Mr. Muzamili Mukwatampola, the Commissioner for Higher Education. Other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the University Council and on my own behalf, I take the pleasure to welcome you all to Kyambogo University, and particularly to the 19th graduation ceremony held today, the 6th, tomorrow, the 7th, and Friday, the 8th December, 2023. We thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for sending you, our chief guest, to celebrate with us today. Our guest of honor, Your Excellency, the Vice President. On a special note, I wish to thank you for always supporting Kyambogo University and your availability to officiate critical functions at the university whenever delegated or invited. As the university leadership and the entire community of Kyambogo University, we greatly appreciate you. I would also like to appreciate you in a special way for being such a role model and an inspiration to the girl child especially. We know that these things are also possible for the girls now when we see you there. I wish to thank the University Council as the supreme organ for their oversight and guidance to the management in the overall administration of the university and ensuring the due implementation of objects and functions of the university. Allow me, guest of honor and Mr. Chancellor, sir, to recognize some of the council members who are present with us here today. We have Senior Counsel Sarah Babiri Rubega, the Vice Chairperson of Council. We have Professor Erika Tunguka Rwachishaya, the Vice Chancellor. Professor Maria Musoke, the Deputy Vice Chancellor. We have Commissioner Robert Melamain Okudi, the representative of the Minister of Education to Council. We have Honorable Abudu Twaha Chagason, Mr. Kenneth Mbogo, Mr. Bright Mugisha, His Excellency the Guild President Regan Mwebesa, Miss Edith Moy, who is another representative of students to Council, Dr. Robert Ojambo, Mr. Francis Nsamba, Dr. Rutaro Chiyinji, and Mr. Arthur Katongole, the Secretary to Council. Wherever you are, you can stand up for recognition, but thank you very much, Council members, for being with us here today. Thank you, Council. Please, you can clap for them. Why not? Thank you, Council, for working harmoniously with management in ensuring that Kyambogo University remains a greater force in addressing society's greatest challenges and helping young people realize their full potential. Your support to the governance of this mighty university can be observed by the achievements that the Vice Chancellor has highlighted in his speech. This is commendable, and I thank you wholeheartedly. I would like to highlight just a few achievements, among others, in 2023 that were recorded by the University Council. Number one was the approval of policies that included the amendment of the Kyambogo University Guidelines and procedures for appointment and promotion of non-teaching staff, among others. Approval of review of 45 existing academic programs and 29 new ones, and recommended them to National Council of Higher Education for accreditation. The Vice Chancellor has outlined some of those new programs, and they include, for example, 5 PhD programs in human nutrition, geography, social work, history, and musical art. You know, when we approve degrees up to this level, it means that as a university, we are also contributing to knowledge generation through the research that graduate students do. Number 3, we recommended the appointment of Honorable Justice Vincent Zehurikize to the Chancellor, who was appointed as the Chairperson of the Staff Tribunal for a period of 4 years. We also recognized Mr. Wante for his outstanding service as the first Chairperson of the University Staff Tribunal, and we convey our appreciation once again to him. We approved appointment of university staff in various positions in the university, and also approved the construction of Aziz Damani Building for Kyambogo University Child Study Center. Our guest of honor, I wish to take this opportunity to appreciate the Vice Chancellor, Professor Eli Katunguka Lwakishaya, management and Senate for the leadership that has enabled a conducive environment through which these graduates passed to reach this auspicious day. It is also noteworthy to appreciate the leadership for putting in place effective controls that have guided the direction of the academic matters of this university. Your efforts have provided a conducive environment for teaching, research, and the general standards of education, which has made possible the celebrations we are having today. In the same way, I wish to thank the teaching and non-teaching staff for your services and for contributing to the high standing, impact, and recognition of the university. I believe each of these young people graduating today is living with a fond memory of the university because of the single acts of kindness, care, and love that individual staff extended to them. So, dear members of staff, thank you very much for supporting these graduates. I know everyone seated here, including them, they remember that one single staff who made a difference to them. Even I remember. It could be a gate attendant, it could be an office attendant, or a professor in the classroom. So thank you very, very much. Your Excellency, I also wish to commend particular organs of government that have provided technical and financial support to the implementation of the objects and functions of the university. These include, among others, the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda for appropriating funds to Kyambogo University and support supervision. Recently, the university was privileged to host the Parliamentary Committee on Education and Sports, who toured the university and appreciated the way management has put to use the resources appropriated to the university. This was a very good gesture which we cannot take for granted. We thank them very much. We also thank the Minister of Education and Sports, under the able leadership of the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Kataha Museveni, Janet Kataha Museveni, for continually advocating for Kyambogo University in getting a fair share of the national budget. The ministry has also been instrumental in policy matters that affect the university. Thirdly, we thank the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development for continually releasing the finances to run the university. During the previous financial year, as the Vice Chancellor has already noted in his speech, Kyambogo University received funds for removal of asbestos sheets from the roofs of certain buildings, and I'm also aware that we have received additional resources this financial year to work on the remaining roofs. This is commendable, and we thank the ministry very much. Your Excellency, the university continues to request that this support approach be maintained such that we together take the university to another level. We appreciate the support that we get from government, and we also still continue to request government to support us in a number of interventions. Among others, there are 3 areas which are still pending and very pertinent. Number 1 is addressing the staffing gaps by lifting the ban on recruitment of staff. This will enable the university to recruit enough personnel to be able to effectively and efficiently deliver the mandate of the university. The Ministry of Public Service approved the new structure of Kyambogo University, but it is still at 33% level of implementation due to inadequate wage and ban on recruitment. This is really on a low side. Secondly, the university halls of residence are dilapidated and in a very sorry state. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, pledged to refurbish halls of residence in public universities, and Kyambogo University responded by submitting the bills of quantities to the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Development. We request you kindly, Your Excellency, the Vice President, to remind His Excellency, the President, on this matter. Number 3 is the increased encroachment on the university land because of porous borders. As you were coming in, I'm sure you saw how open our borders are. This poses a very huge security threat to the university, the staff, the students, and visitors who come here. But also, it hampers future developments of the university. We continue to request that government supports the university in fencing off its boundaries. Your Excellency, allow me to thank Mr. Chancellor, sir, for accepting to preside on this graduation ceremony. Mr. Chancellor, sir, you are the best. Thank you very, very much. I also want to add my voice to the Vice Chancellor to thank you very much and congratulate you upon the book that you have written, that we are about to publish. That's an inspiration to all of us. He has written so many papers, hundreds, and he continues to write. You are such an inspiration. Thank you very much. In a special way, I want to thank you for personally mentoring me into this role as the Chairperson of Council. I served under the Chancellor for 4 years as his Vice Chair of Council before he became Chancellor. So I'm proud to be associated with that. Thank you, dear Chancellor. With that achievement, I encourage you to uphold the name of Kyambogo University and defend the university wherever you will be in the world, not through words. Please don't dare defend the university just through words. Defend the university through your actions, your behaviors, and values. Always remember and pray for your parents and guardians who have sacrificed a lot to get you to where you are today. Most of all, please have confidence in yourselves. Have a positive attitude to work. Be open to learning. You know, getting a degree is not the end of it. We continue learning every day. And when we talk about continuous learning, we are not saying tomorrow go and register for a master's, PhD. It's okay to register for those. But learning happens everywhere. Please be open to learning and to enhancing yourselves. And always, when you get an opportunity to work, go an extra mile in the tasks that you are assigned. Don't just do the bare minimum. Go an extra mile in whatever you do. There's a lot that everyone wants to say, but we want you at this moment, as the University Council, to wish you the very, very best in the journey that you have started. All the best. Finally, I would like to thank Senate, Management and the Ceremonies Committee for organizing this graduation ceremony so well. Thank you very much, colleagues. I once again thank you all who are here today and those who are watching us on TV or listening on radio. We thank you very much. Wish you nice celebrations, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year 2024 for God and my country. Thank you very much. It's now my single most honor to invite you, Mr. Chancellor, to address this congregation. Professor Okedi.
Thank you. The Chief Guest, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Ministers present, Members of Parliament, Members of the Diplomatic Corps, Chairperson and members of the Kyambogo University Council, Members of Senate, Vice Chancellor and members of top management, Vice Chancellors, Rectors, Principals of sister institutions and universities. Professor Maswa, the Chancellor of Soroti University of Science and Technology, and traditional leaders present, graduates, parents, and guardians, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to welcome all of you to Kyambogo University. We're here to mark the end of the cycle of the academic journey for 10,926 distinguished men and women as they receive their respective awards. Thank you for coming to witness this historic event. Our guest of honor, please allow me to express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for entrusting me with the position of Third Chancellor of Kyambogo University. I do not take this for granted. I further thank the University Council under the able leadership of Dr. Mary Nakabugo for providing good leadership which has enabled management to run the university incidents. I would also like to wish to thank the Vice Chancellor in a special way, Professor Eli Katonguka Rakishaya, and members of management for managing so well this mighty university and for providing a conducive learning environment through which these graduates have made it today. I also would like to applaud the Senate, the academic administrative staff, and support staff of this great university for the tireless effort they have put to have these graduates trained, and this is evidenced by the fruits we are celebrating today. Kyambogo University is witnessing increasing numbers of graduating students, which is a plus on the growing importance of the university in Uganda, and indeed in Africa as a whole. I now want to call upon the academic staff to put more emphasis on research and innovations so that the ranking of the university improves. Our guest of honor, allow me to further thank the University Council and management for the strategic thinking and actions that have facilitated the image of the university. I've noted that with refurbishment, many buildings have a new look after the removal of asbestos, as the Vice Chancellor mentioned, and these have been replaced by iron sheets. This is commendable, and please keep it up. Our graduates, you are the reason that we are here today, and therefore we adore you, we value you, and we wish you the best. Thank you for being good students throughout your studies. You are implored to carry such virtues even in the world where you are heading to. Let us embrace the spirit of discipline in whatever we do. Through this, the image of Kyambogo University will remain alive out there. Remember, you are the ambassadors of the university wherever you will be, from now and forever. Let whatever you do out there reflect the values of Kyambogo University. I also implore your parents and guardians to tame your expectations. These graduates have to settle down first before they face the world. Do not pressurize them. To you, the fresh graduates, face the circumstances with courage and strength. These are some of the virtues that have been imparted into you during your studies here at the university. As I conclude, our guest of honor, I want to thank you once again for gracing this occasion. I want to thank Senate and management for the successful organization of this ceremony. As you have noted, these ceremonies are organized in a way that the affair is smooth all the way, it is enjoyable, it's extremely entertaining, and these are the standards that Kyambogo University has set. And I can assure you, there are not many universities which do as well as Kyambogo does in this area. I want to thank management for all your efforts tendered to put this university to the next level. I pledge my support whenever need arises to add to the advancement of this university. Once again, congratulations to you, graduates. God bless you in all your endeavors, wherever you are going to be in the world. I thank you all for God and my country. Thank you. Our chief guest, it is now my greatest pleasure to invite Honorable Dr. Muyingo, the Minister of State for Education, to address the congregation. Honorable Minister, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chancellor. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, here representing the President, Mr. Chancellor, sir, members of Parliament here present, the Chair and members of the Kyambogo University Council the Vice Chancellor, management and the staff of Kyambogo University, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I carried very warm and prayerful greetings for all of you from the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports, who is following what is going on with a lot of interest. Our chief guest, Your Excellency, the Vice President, I want to join the Kyambogo University family to very warmly welcome you to Kyambogo and to the 19th graduation ceremony. We want to thank you for always finding time for education matters. We want to thank you for the support you have always extended to us whenever we needed to do something for our institutions. We do not take your presence here today for granted. To us, that means quite a lot. That shows a lot of love and concern you have for education, and we pray that God gives you all the wisdom you need to carry out your work. On behalf of the Ministry of Education and Sports, I want to appreciate the management, staff, and all the stakeholders of this great university. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Kyambogo University is one of the few universities we are very proud of as the Ministry of Education and Sports. Especially some of us who knew where we came from. We always have those memories. But today I can tell you, Your Excellency, that there is good leadership in this university and things are moving on very well. Just a walk around the university gives testament to the remarkable transformation that the university has undergone over the years. I thank them, I thank you, and encourage you not to relent in your quest for excellency in higher education delivery. At the same time, management has rendered continued support to the Ministry of Education and Sports programs, especially in working with the teacher training colleges across the country. Our continued partnership in education matters is always appreciated and greatly valued. I have also learned that a good number of the PhDs come from the School of Education. This is very good and welcome news. For higher education to make a more meaningful contribution to our national development agenda, universities must produce more PhDs to bolster research and inform evidence-based decision-making. I take note of the big number of female graduates, which is almost equal to that of their male counterparts. This is a good sign that our fight for gender equality and interventions like the Affirmative Action Program at A level are continuing to bear fruits. I hope that these empowered girls will go on to pursue the illustrious careers and inspire the next generation on women leaders. To you, the graduates, I urge you to put the knowledge you have acquired from Kyambogo to good use. The knowledge, the skills, and exposure you have acquired from the university should be used to create jobs that will transform our communities. With these big numbers of graduates, we envision a future where our younger people are at the helm of decision-making. I urge you to be patient, please work hard, and when given an opportunity to serve your country, please honestly serve, and serve above self. Finally, I want to appreciate our parents and guardians for supporting these students up to this level. Thank you so much, and please continue encouraging and supporting them to further their studies. Education is a lifelong journey. Your Excellency, with those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my honor to invite Her Excellency to speak to the congregation. I thank you.
The Honorable John Chrysostom Muyingo, the Minister of State for Higher Education, representing Mama, the Minister of Education and Sports, and the First Lady, the Chancellor, Professor John Okedi of Kyambogo University, the Vice Chancellor of Kyambogo University, the Chairperson of the University Council and all your members, the Honorable Members of Parliament present, the members of the Diplomatic Corps, parents and guardians of the university, all of you graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. God is good and all the time. This is the day that the Lord himself has made. I want to thank the Reverend who said the prayer. But I want to thank the person who made the speeches to be the first during graduations, because that is the time when everybody is present. I have brought you greetings from His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. He greeted all of you, the Bazukulu, and he sent me with his written message to you, Mr. Chancellor, and the members of the congregation. And allow me to read the message. I am pleased to join you at the 19th graduation ceremony, where a number of students are graduating with Doctor of Philosophy, Master's and Bachelor's degrees, diplomas, and certificates. I am glad to note that the university has continued to graduate many doctorate and master's students every year, a sign that the young university is growing steadily over the years. I also note that from 5,000 students in 2003, the student population has grown to over 30,000. This is tremendous achievement, and I congratulate you. I salute the Chancellor, Professor John Yakobo Okedi, for being a distinguished leader in higher education management. I know under his stewardship, the university will continue to grow. I wish to thank former Chairperson of Council, Professor John, former Chancellor, Professor John Sebufu, for steering the university through a difficult time, and I wish him peaceful retirement. I am grateful to Dr. Maria Goretti Nakabugo, Chairperson of the Council, and Council Sarah Lubega, Vice Chairperson, and the rest of the team for overseeing the operations of the university and guiding management as they perform their duties. I can see the management is clapping, they have performed their duties well, the graduates are not. But I know that they like to clap at the end of the speech. So let me continue with the speech of the President. I wish to thank the university management led by Professor Eli Katunguka Rwakishaya for stabilizing and developing the university. Through his leadership, the university is largely peaceful and growing. I commend the management for creating a conducive environment for the students to study and fulfill their dreams. This portrays the resilience, coordination, and teamwork among council, management, and staff of Kyambogo University. Graduation Day is the apex of all academic achievements that have a cost and time implication to you as parents or guardians and to the government of Uganda. To the parents and guardians, thank you for entrusting Kyambogo University with your children and for supporting them by paying their tuition fees and other related expenses. University education is expensive, but you have endeavored to pay all the dues in support of your children's education. Kyambogo University has given them knowledge and the necessary hands-on skills that make them employable in the competitive labor market. Thank you for making a wise investment in the education of your children. Kyambogo University's mandate is well captured in its mission statement as, I open quotes, to advance and promote knowledge and development of skills in science, technology, and education, and such other fields having regard to quality, equity, progress, and transformation of society. I close quotes. The disciplinary focus areas of Kyambogo University are in education, including special needs and inclusive education, science and technology and engineering. I am pleased to note that you have grown your programs in these areas in line with the government strategy of providing the human capital to transform the country. I note that the university is now running 9 doctorate programs in education, food science and technology, biological sciences, physics, chemistry, sports science, special needs education, and religious studies, in addition to 38 masters, 9 postgraduate diplomas, and 109 undergraduate programs. This is not a mean achievement. I congratulate you for rising to this level. The university has also remained responsible for pre-primary and secondary and technical teacher training, where about 45,000 students in affiliated colleges are being trained. I would like to thank management for providing an environment that accommodates this large number of students, and the Ministry of Education and Sports for continuously guiding the administration on effective and efficient delivery of our mandate. With the establishment and the operationalization of Uganda National Institute for Teacher Education, Kyambogo University will mainly be required to mentor and nurture the staff of UNITE to ensure that it takes off smoothly. The government of Uganda, through the support from African Development Bank, Higher Education, Science and Technology Project, provided infrastructure, science laboratories, modern state-of-art equipment to Kyambogo University to take lead in research and innovation that supports industrialization. My expectation is that the university will use the facilities to enhance the national capacity of scientific research, innovation, value addition, manufacturing, while giving skills to the young people to enable them carve out a sustainable livelihood from the knowledge gained here. I am glad to note the big number of highly demanded science-related programs being run at Kyambogo, and I commend you for this. You need to be reminded that we need many more scientists, including science teachers, in our schools to train the young people. Mr. Chancellor, sir, in order to sustain national capacity for scientific research and innovation, the country needs to invest in its professors, scientists, and professionals. The government of Uganda is committed to enhancing salaries of professors, scientists, and other categories of employees in a phased manner to a level where they can stay and work in this country. This has been my crusade, and I am glad to note that we have now achieved some success with professors and scientists. We must emphasize science and research as cornerstones of our development and survival as a nation. I encourage you to continue on that path of research and innovation in partnership with Dr. Musenero at the Ministry of Science and Technology. I noticed they are doing a good job when I visited their exhibitions during the Science Week at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds between 6th and 11th November 2023. In addition to emphasizing science and innovation, we as a country are focusing on East African integration and Pan-Africanism, which will ensure our continued survival and development as African people. Mr. Chancellor, as I come to the conclusion of the message, finally, to the graduates, I congratulate you for coming to this important stage of your life and career. I advise you to continuously reinvent yourselves to remain relevant by focusing on the needs of the people. Use the knowledge and skills to contribute to sustainable economic transformation of Uganda. Be patriotic, disciplined, and have a positive attitude, and you must avoid the temptation of getting rich quickly through corrupt means. You are encouraged to utilize the available opportunities and use your skills to be innovative, to create jobs and be able to employ others, which will enable you to actively participate in the money economy. I have advised Ugandans from time to time that my vision and that of the NRM party is to create wealth and jobs through 4 key sectors, namely commercial agriculture, industrialization, services, and ICT. I invite you, young people, to take advantage of government programs in these subsectors and get rid of poverty from amongst yourselves and amongst the community. I wish you a good time as you celebrate your achievements with your families. I thank you. This is a message from His Excellency the President, Mr. Chancellor, and I want to thank you for your kind attention.
Yes, thank you very much, our chief guest, for your address to this 19th congregation. We are now going to the program of launching the book, Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir. And we shall have the Vice Chancellor give the citation, then we shall have the author's remarks, and then we shall officially launch the book. I'd like to recognize some people who came accompanying our Chancellor, Mr. Okoboy Felix, the retired ambassador, Uganda's ambassador to India and Russia. You are very welcome, the ambassador. We also welcome Professor Francis Omaswa. You are very welcome, Professor, for this function, for accompanying our Chancellor. And I also would like to welcome and recognize Mr. Nwajira Bernard, the Principal, Uganda College of Commerce, Kabari. So this is now the time for the launch of Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir. And we shall begin with the Vice Chancellor giving the citations. Mr. Vice Chancellor, you are very welcome.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Vice President, and all protocol observed. I'm requested to read the citation of the book entitled Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir, published by our Chancellor. Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir, is a book written by Professor Yakobo John Okedi as a source of information and knowledge. It portrays and documents for the first time the taste of cultures at the beginning of the last century. The book amply describes the environment of missionary and Christian education norms in eastern Uganda early in the 19th century, and how John Okedi navigated his way through the tough and forgiving primary and secondary education of the time. Professor Okedi's early education was riddled with huge challenges, as this was the beginning of education in Teso. But all through the book depicts Professor Okedi's resilience, determination, and passion for education. There is ample information in the book about early university education, which indeed was a reality, and therefore had unique experiences similar to what happened in the rest of Uganda, as well as in the whole of East Africa. The book describes Professor Okedi's work experience as a scientist in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Zambia in the area of environment and aquatic ecology. His pioneering research on Lake Victoria, an attestation of his high discipline and dedication to research, is well documented in the book. Professor Okedi's experiences of teaching in universities in Europe and the USA as a visiting professor is amply described. His extensive travel in many countries in the world has helped shape and deepen his global understanding and outlook on environmental and scientific issues as depicted in the various chapters of the book. His significant contribution to scientific knowledge, as well as his personal contribution to research management systems in Uganda, is well recorded in the book. Professor Okedi is an internationally recognized educationist and scientist. He is a world authority on environment, lake flies, and a certain group of African fishes. This book is highly inspirational, with many excellent lessons for the young, the youth, struggling to rise to the top of their careers. It is therefore a must-read book for universities, as well as professors, lecturers, teachers, scientists, educators, students, secondary schools, the media, and the public in general. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor, for the citation of the book. I am actually looking forward to getting a copy. I must read it and learn from the giants. Professor, our Vice Chancellor, it's now an opportunity that you can give us our remarks.
Thank you very much, Professor Katunguka. Our guest of honor, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Minister Dr. Miingo, ladies and gentlemen. As cited by Professor Katunguka, the book has taken almost 5 years to write. It depicts the story, life story of this small, naked, barefooted boy in the grasslands of Teso, born on the 3rd of June. It depicts his early life and therefore catches up with a lot of traditions, cultural traditions in Teso. And therefore, it's a source of information on traditional habits, behavior, and patterns in Teso at that time. Growing up in that area in the early 1940s, I participated a lot in what you might call traditional activities. Basically, in our culture, it was looking after cattle, grazing cattle in the wetlands, in the grasslands. Crossing the rivers and the wetlands every day with cows, milking cows, and above all, participating in what we called annual raids of the Iteso raid in Karamoja. In that time, at my time, it was not raiding, it was an annual sport where we, the youth, the youthful Teso boys and young men would cross the rivers and go into Karamoja to raid. The word correctly is not raiding. The English don't have the right word. In Ateso, we call it angata. Angata. Areruo. That means going to confiscate. Now, in my language, going to confiscate is not raiding. So we used to do this with the Karamojong. We raid them, confiscate their women, their cows, bring them to Teso during the dry season. And at the end of the dry season, in March or April, the Karamojong would do the same. So it was a sport. And we used spears, clubs, sticks to facilitate the raids. There were no guns at that time. And the energies of the two ethnic groups was equal. But today, as you know, the story is completely different. And therefore today, the qualification, the terminology of raiding is perhaps more pertinent, is appropriate. But in my time, it was not raiding. It was simply a game performed by the strong young men at both ethnic groups. Now, the book describes that very well, and for you who want to read a little bit of history of raiding, you'll find a lot of information there. Further to that, the book describes my early education. Through the missionaries, going to all these missionary schools, but education was not easy. I went from one school to the other because each school Those days, I had only 1 or 2 classes. You finish primary 1 and you went to another school for primary 2. Finished primary 2 in that school, went to another school in another district in primary 3, until you finished primary, and then you landed up education. At that time, secondary education was available mainly in Buganda. So we crossed over and received our education, secondary education in Buganda. I was very fortunate in that I was sponsored by the district administration, and therefore I got a scholarship. I went to university, finished university with flying colors, and then I got a job as a research scientist in the then East African community. This is well described in the book. I spent most of my life on Lake Victoria, in the rivers and swamps of East Africa, and therefore the Great Lakes region of East Africa, including all the lakes that you know of, Lake Victoria, Lake Tanganyika, Lake Edward, Lake Albert, River Nile, all of those were under my foot, because we were in charge of research in the fresh waters of the whole of East African region. We discovered a lot of information. For your information, I want to say that most of the knowledge that you have now in the books, written today as textbooks for universities and for schools, most of that knowledge was generated during my time. The science of lakes, the ecology of rivers, the ecology of wetlands, that Nema is now talking about, that knowledge was generated during my time. Because before that, there was nothing. But fortunately, it has now been documented into books, and therefore the information is available to you for reading. Now, having attained the level of professorship, I was fortunate to receive teaching assignments in Europe, in England, in America, where I taught for some time, including Cambridge University. Most of you know Cambridge University as one of the most prestigious universities in the world. I think today, in Uganda, I could say proudly that only 2 people from Uganda have ever taught in Cambridge. That includes myself and Professor Kayanja. You can imagine. Teaching in Cambridge was a great experience, but going to America was even more exciting. That's when I discovered that our habit here, that we practice putting clothes and working smartly with neckties and suits, is not exactly the same story when you go to these developed countries. It was in Washington that we were shocked to find a whole street of people walking down the street naked, women with dangling breasts, men with tall, shabby chests and shaven chests, and all this walking down the street in the middle of Washington, in the middle of the day, dancing, shouting. I was terribly shocked. But to them, it was fun. But unfortunately, Europeans came to Africa and found us naked. They said we were primitive. So when I went to Washington those days, I also thought perhaps we were more advanced than the Americans who walked down the streets naked, dancing, cheering. So you can see that these experiences are all documented in the book. Extremely exciting incidences. Now, above all, there are experiences of teaching in those universities, and that's why I think that the book will be an asset to professors, lecturers, teachers, students, to be able to pick up stories there of how things were done at that time, how knowledge was generated, what education was all about. And therefore, it could be a learning experience to many of our young people. And lessons to be learned today, of course, would mean how to remain strong, how to remain affirmative, how to strive and reach the heights of education. The heights of education, in my case, obviously, is becoming the Chancellor of Kyambogo University. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chancellor, sir. Now our next is the launch of the book, Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir. And we shall have our chief guest together with the minister, the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor, walking to cut the ribbon that side. The cameramen, I have not seen a camera woman, so the cameramen get ready. We shall have the book launch there, and only 4 people will cut the ribbon. Our chief guest, the Vice President, and then the Minister, Mr. Chancellor, and the Vice Chancellor.
Thank you, our guests, all of you, for witnessing history being made by, yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir. It is historical. I think it is the first of its kind to see a Chancellor writing and launching a book on the very ceremony he is presiding over. The first of its kind indeed in the history of universities here and the world over. And Rauben, I think we have confirmed today that professors do not retire. They are there cutting the cake. Members, we shall clap. Let us clap. Thank you so much. Clap. A big applause. Big applause. Thank you so much. Oh, that is wonderful. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir, our Chancellor, Kyambogo University. This is historical. And members, thank you for being here to be part of history in the making right here at Kyambogo University as we commemorate and celebrate the 20th anniversary of the founding university when it was founded in 2003. And 20 years later, we have a Chancellor who is writing and launching a book. What a wonderful moment. Yes, what a wonderful moment. And accompanied and by the Vice Chancellor, and above all, our chief guest, the Vice President, is putting a signature, is appending her signature on the book. Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, Honorable Minister of State for Higher Education, Dr. Muyingo Chrysostom. He is also about to append his signature on his book, Mr. Chancellor, sir. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you, our chief guest, Your Excellency, the Vice President. And thank you, the Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much, Mr. Chancellor, sir, for this colorful ceremony and for making this function so successful and so colorful. We bless the Lord. Let me invite our chaplain again. Chaplain, please come and accompany this launch with a prayer. Reverend Engineer Dr. Mwesuga, please accompany it with a prayer. Oh, thank you, thank you. We shall end it here. And we shall now request it is now a photo moment, and the Chancellor is still having consultations with the family to see what happens next. Thank you so much. Once again, our chief guest for blessing this ceremony and for launching this book of our Chancellor. It has been so historical, and we thank everybody who has participated in this function. Thank you so much.
So we shall have the Chancellor take the photo with the VP for a photo moment. Our cameraman, a photo. Okay. It's already taken. We will have remarks from our chief guest.
Honorable Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Muingo, Mr. Chancellor, sir, and all the distinguished members of the congregation, allow me to congratulate Professor John Yakobo Okedi upon his newly launched publication titled, Yes, Mr. Chancellor, sir. And also congratulate all the members of this congregation, together with the Kyambogo University, for the support you gave him when he's compiling this publication, when he was compiling this publication. Thank you very much, including all of you, the graduates. This stage of launching this publication is very important, and I am very certain that all of us are going to be consumers of this publication, but most importantly and majorly, you, the graduates, will be the biggest consumers of this publication. And I want to thank Professor for his personal character. I have known Professor Okedi for some time now, and I want to thank God for bringing me here to represent His Excellency the President, and again coinciding with the launch of your book, Professor. And I will launch also the book on behalf of the President. There is no way I can begin saying I presided over the graduation as a representative of the President. Then again, I became myself when I was launching the book. So the book is also going to be launched on behalf of His Excellency the President, who is a great friend of Professor Okedi. And I am sure that you will like the book and you will read the book. Professor John Okedi has demonstrated to us that age is wisdom. He has just whispered to me that he's just only 86 years. Only. And one of the things that I know him for is always reminding whoever is around him that he's a young person. And therefore, he should not be discriminated against because he's young also. He's very young. Professor Okedi, thank you very much. That makes some of us have very fond memories about you. I have one of my sisters who is a nurse and occasionally attends to him. Whenever you visit her, she calls me every evening to tell me how you laughed with her because of telling everybody, the medical team, that you are still very young and able to serve. And indeed, you have demonstrated that even at that age, the person can serve and serve very diligently. When you are a member of a chairperson of the council, I recall that was a very turbulent time for Kyambogo University, and I was a minister. At that time, we resolved many issues together. But there is one particular issue that always reminds me that you are a corrupt-free professor. You had always called me on many issues, but I think that time I was out of the country and we were supposed to have a council sitting. But apparently in the course of the sitting, you called me and you told me that there is an issue of the problem of a letter which was sent to your university here talking about how land of university should be allocated to someone. And when I told you that if you go ahead with that letter in the council and endorse, I will deny you in broad daylight. Because I did not know anything about that letter. Professor, I want to thank you for what you did because you adjourned your council that day. And therefore, I've taken note of the remark about fencing Kyambogo University land because there are so many temptations around of people wanting to take advantage of the land of the university. Thank you for being corrupt-free. And many of us, and I would like to urge all the students there to walk that path. But also launching this book of someone who was born 86 years ago, and all those governments which have been in place, he did not publish the book, but he has published it now. It is a clear demonstration that this is only possible because of peace and security. This is only possible because of political stability. This is only possible because of economic stability. And it is only possible because of leadership which is accountable to its people and its institutions. And therefore, I know that this is a graduation, but the launch of this book has stimulated me to request you and persuade you to continue supporting NRM, and indeed His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, even in 2026 and beyond, so that we continue getting these publications for the consumption of the Basukulu, and many of us who are interested in education and reading. When, Mr. Chancellor, you allow me to address Kyambogo University on another occasion, I will go into details on that subject. But for now, let me leave it at that. I would like to congratulate you once again, Professor Keddy, and I would like to take this opportunity to officially, on behalf of His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, launch the book titled Yes, Mr. Chancellor, Sir, authored by Professor John Okedi. Thank you again for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, our chief guest, for those remarks. We have taken note. We'll have a brief interlude from Amster Sounds, and then from there, the Vice Chancellor will invite the deans. Amster Sounds, a brief interlude. Thank you very much, Amster Sounds. Mr. Chancellor, sir, please permit me to request the Vice Chancellor to invite the deans to present graduates for the conferment of degrees, award of diplomas, and certificates. Vice Chancellor.
Our chief guest and the Chancellor, allow me now to call upon the deans to present the graduates in their respective faculties and schools for the conferment of degrees and award of diplomas and certificates of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Master of Special Needs Education of Kyambogo University. Achola Oliver, Ademun Deborah Omunuk, Ayadu Sangoda, Alok Rose, step forward. Amanya Win Yvonne, Atugonza Lydia, Bahati Karusha John, Bakazimba Egidald, Basukwa Philpo, Elipo Stephen, Etori Bernard, Kainongo Richard Marifa, Kuzenza Michael Ntonolwa, Munialo Paul, Mocha Magali Janeth, Nakirija Shauda, Twino Mujuni Eria Samuel, Wakoli Conorias Lucy. Position.
Thank you. By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Master of Special Needs Education of Kyambogo University.
Please remain. Our chief guest, the Vice President, will have a photograph with you. It's a golden opportunity.
Please move forward. Graduands, move forward. Move nearer. Dean, please join your graduands. Dean, please graduands, move forward. Don't worry. This is your day. Don't worry. It is a golden chance to be near the corridors of power, near the Vice President. COVID is gone. Feel free. Feel free to be near the chief guest, the Vice President. It is a rare opportunity. This is indeed the faculty of special needs and rehabilitation of Kyambogo University. It is a special faculty, indeed a unique faculty in the university and all universities in the country. Your Excellency, we have a unique faculty you are taking a photo with, the faculty of special needs and rehabilitation, which is the only faculty in the country that trains graduates to take care of children and people with disabilities. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister of Higher Education, and thank you so much, our Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, and everybody for this colorful ceremony. Thank you so much.
Okay, this is memorable. This is a golden opportunity that comes once in a while. So we will, as you settle down, take your seats, our dear graduates. Amster sounds a brief interlude.
bufumbo kyabanga kifo okudibira ku lukya n'abazadde kyabatwalanga ne ku ndaku bafune kula nafune yamutwala naziku n'abawala bafunanga n'essenga yamubuulira embeera z'obufumbo ti wano tokola bwoti wano kola bwoti mwana wattu ebyo byaggwawo abakacooka notuzaddemu nti n'ebirerya osanyusiza nnyo omwattu kyotwazizza akalagaano bwe katajja buliika kogwe kamutwalira abazadde bamulabeko ye mama ng'oseera bulala fumulo y'omusajja omulangatira yagaana nga zaalaguza essanyu ly'omwana linziza yagaana nga zaalaguza essanyu ly'omwana linziza bayotabule guno omukwano gw'omusajja gwongegubiri bayotabule amazina jagaana nga zaalaguza bayotabule guno omukwano gw'omwana gwongegubiri bayotabule amazina jagaana nga zaalaguza ebyo ejjanja nga sisose kulanya mu maaso g'abeene ekitundu kya nnono za kuyimbira mu ddoboozi ly'ebbono zaanawonna mato bwayibira nettiranga myapapiro gyerengesa obubala kali kutanda kali kusuula mubenga byezambagali otekiseeyo n'olaba nabina ebigambo njagala obitwale kunkumula amatuumu njagala obiwulire mwana wange mugenzi kufumba naye tobeera omufumba kafu aneewalanga yuba yatema esogasoga oyanyiriza omumanyi ne gw'otamanyi ekitiibwa ky'omukyala zibeera mpisa sokulembeza nga tonnakwata ekitiibwa ky'obufumbo kabeera mawuuno nnyo era kimwemu oyo abeera kigwanira onoobikwata ebyo genze kufumba ne bakadde bobaweesa ekitiibwa anti okuzala kwekuba okujagala jagala jagala jagale bayotabule guno omukwano gw'omusajja gwongegubiri bayotabule amazina jagala nga zaalaguza bayotabule guno omukwano gw'omwana gwongegubiri bayotabule amazina jagala nga zaalaguza omwana omukwano anti likwa lya tovu likusiimwa bwe likujijira kamwenyumwenyu kano kondabako kutama sanyu lya mwana ekisuulo ky'okusanyuka kyasusenze kisula nemanya nti olukanabeera kensalo
Thank you. You have really enjoyed this moment, haven't you? Because of the very urgent state duties, our chief guest has gone for other state duties indeed. We will continue, and she is still with us. So we will continue with names. Dean, the microphone is here for you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me request all the students of all the graduates of the postgraduate diploma in special needs education, whose names I'm going to read, to step forward. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the postgraduate diploma in special needs education of Kyambogo University. Please stand up, the graduates.
So I can move on. By virtue of the power entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons who have been presented for the award of the postgraduate diploma in special needs education of Kyambogo University.
Please resume your seats. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Adult and Community Education of Kyambogo University. Mwale Edward, first class. Tukume Ronald, first class. Nawaji Ruth, first class. Mukyale Esther, first class. Akelo Elizabeth, first class. Abiriga Daphne, Adwono Joan, Agomo Rachel, Aloyo Priscilla, Asianut Okiru, Chebet Metrin, Elangot Nathan, Ikiriza Mukama Patient, Itihunga Christine, Juma Isaac, Kisembo Michael, Kobugabe Joyce, Mwikiriza Tony, Chagaba Tomasmo, Masho Mary, Mutesa Lydia, Mwanga Stephen, Nabatanzi Flavia, Nabigavu Edina, Nabwire Fatuma, Nagi Ruba, Nakinde Maria, Nakiganda Anifa, Nambuya Sandra, Namwanga Zauga, Nantongo Sara, Napio Agatha, Nasirumbi Rachel, Ndagire Mariam, Pamba Godfrey, Turi Frank, Pongire Allen,
by virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Adult and Community Education of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Community-Based Rehabilitation of Kyambogo University. Anguso Raphael, first class. Ampurire Alex, first class. Aber Lisa, Achen Barbara, Achiro Patricia, Achuka Mary, Aimbisibwe Cleopas, Aiyo Hawa, Akutua Doreen, Akatukunda Miria, Akelo Joyce, Aleng Molly, Amodine Christine, Amutusimire Sheila, Anzoa Jacqueline, Apio Ruth, Asimire Rita, Ategeka Simon, Ato Kevin, Awino Eunice, Awori Vanessa, Birungi Oliva, Birungi Sarah, Ebasa John, Engor Sharon, Fiona Deborah, Kabugo Charity, Kayanja Baroda, Keirungi Sheila, Kidawalime Loy, Kisache Gloria, Kiza Wilberforce, Kabugembe Melissa, Chembabazi Blessings, Lamwaka Jolly, Makomero Victoria, Matsande Anito, Mugume Priska, Mukiza Elvis, Murungi Shalon, Nagawa Grace, Nahawera Andrew, Naisumba Esther, Nakato Hilda, Namae Anna, Namugenyi Medina, Namutebi Hindu, Namutebi Rashida, Nanyonga Maureen, Nansamba Judith, Nantongo Rebecca, Nanyondo Prosi, Nanyondo Sharon, Nanzala Sabra, Nyakira Justa, Okelo Peter, Oketayot Byron, Oriokot Emmanuel, Sempa Zedekia, Sozi George, Tuterio Genia, and Wagolere Viola.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Community-Based Rehabilitation of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Community Development and Social Justice of Kyambogo University. Okawa Dennis, first class. Magumbie Felix, first class. Abati Catherine, Achayo Oliva, Acheng Patricia, Acham Sharon, Adeke Jacinta, Aditu John Robert, Adok Iga, Agaba Agatha, Aimbisibwe Christine, Akatikunda Peace, Kisa Joyce, Akiteng Caroline, Akol Evelyn, Akurud Philmon, Aquiro Brenda, Amolo Sandra, Agüeño Esther, Aniku Joan, Apedel Solomon, Apio Vanessa, Ari Ganyira Olympia, Ari Naitwe Ronald, Asime Sandra, Asio Rose, Atimango Irene, Atuhaire Sheila, Atwembe Beria Sylvia, Awino Mary Hope, Ayesiga Patience, Ayo Mary, Ayugi Robina, Badebie Kenneth, Balungi Mariam, Birungi Peace, Bukenya Dorothy, Bunia Irene, Biogero Sharon, Cinderella Harriet, Eyotaru Harriet, Ingabire Paul, Isabire Dennis, Jovia Nanozi, Kabajungi Liz, Kabale Badru, Kabasinguzi Vicky, Kabutetera Irina, Kagoro Robert, Kagoya Rebecca, Kamugira Elian, Kamusime Bells, Kanyana Derek, Kawoya Bonnie, Kaunga Simon, Kaweka John Bosco, Kisache Elizabeth, Kisitu Joseph, Komuhendo Bagoma, Kubakurungi Betty, Kusasire Stephen, Kwagala Bridget, Kwagala Sarah, Kiomugisa Jolly, Kiomuhangi Masi, Labongo Henry, Lopeyok Rajab, Mai Judiath, Mafumu Lawrence, Maganda Hamida, Malesh Geoffrey, Mirembe Mary, Mugabe Thomas, Mugambe Jonathan, Mugenyi Japeth, Muhindo Godwin, Muhumiza Nicholas, Mukisa Samuel, Musabe Richard, Musau Moses, Musime Daisy, Musire Sharifu, Muwanguzi Joy, Mwitiriri Gerard, Nakasana Peace, Nakazibwe Jane Francis, Nakitende Rachel, Nakiimba Agnes, Nalukuma Esther, Nalutaya Maureen, Nalwada Diana, Namara Naome, Namaweje Hajara, Nambozo Evelyn, Namutebe Belinda, Namuyonga Resti, Nanjala Hida, Nansamba Christine, Nimaro Fiona, Ninsima Harriet, Nsuguyinka Javila, Nyangan Rose, Nyapala Anna, Ogwang Solomon, Okodi Brian, Okono Marshall, Okiri Haron, Okwi Raphael, Oluka Moses, Omia Stanley, Onyait Edmund, Opendu Isaac, Otim Paul, Owundo Elvis, Owekisa Placid, Owilly Bernard, Oyingroth Nancy, Sasi Shalon, Sebagala Hamidu, Sekito Emmanuel, Semambo Edward, Tamale Belinda, Tambula Doreen, Tigate Mark, Tugamuhange Edison, Tumubine Flavia, Tumushabe Brenda, Tushabe Dick, Tusime Precious, Wangutusi Aaron, Wasagali Vicky, Waswa Athuna, Watiti Samantha, and Zawede Martha.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Community Development and Social Justice of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Community Development and Social Justice of Kyambogo University, Bushenyi Learning Center. Akao Jennifer, Among Jen, Okirod Tom.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose name has been read the degree of Bachelor of Community Development and Social Justice of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Community Development and Social Justice of Kyambogo University, Soroti Learning Center. Aboch Rachel Atukwarise Ruiz, Munyereza James, Nakavuma Victoria, Nuwahereza Isaac. Oh, I think I interchange.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Community Development and Social Justice of Kyambogo University.
May I now ask the students of the Diploma in Community-Based Rehabilitation, in Mobility and Rehabilitation to stand up. Stand where you are. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Mobility and Rehabilitation of Kyambogo University.
By virtue of the power entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been presented for the award of the Diploma in Mobility and Rehabilitation of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, may I request the graduates of the Diploma in Sign Language Interpreting to stand up where they are. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Sign Language Interpreting of Kyambogo University.
By virtue of the power entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been presented for the award of the Diploma in Sign Language Interpretation of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, may I ask the graduates of the Diploma in Special Needs Education of Kyambogo University to stand up where they are. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the award of the Diploma in Special Needs Education of Kyambogo University.
By virtue of the power entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been presented for the award of the Diploma in Special Needs Education of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me request the graduates of the Diploma in Community-Based Rehabilitation to stand up where they are. Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the Diploma in Community-Based Rehabilitation of Kyambogo University.
By virtue of the power entrusted to me, I congratulate all those persons whose names have been presented for the award of the Diploma in Community-Based Rehabilitation of Kyambogo University.
Thank you. Graduands, when you hear your name, please stand up. The degree is conferred upon you when you are standing. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Master of Business Administration of Kyambogo University. Adong Immaculate, Athere Diana, Eriau Moses, Chohaire Baker, Mulisa James, Mutiaba Daniel, Nabawaga Maureen, Namaleha Sandra, Namae Pauline, Oboire Emmanuel, Osujo Moses, Sewanyana Waswa, Sukuku Innocent.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Master of Business Administration of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Master of Science in Organization and Public Sector Management of Kyambogo University. Mukobi Emmanuel, Namugenyi Sophia, and Obok Calvin Peter.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Master of Science in Organization and Public Sector Management of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Master of Science in Procurement and Supply Chain Management of Kyambogo University. Chivumbi Douglas, Sekanjako Frederick, and Senoga Nagawa.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Master of Science in Procurement and Supply Chain Management of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University. Please wait for your name to be read. Wabwire Simon, first class. Kawesa George Stanley, first class. Aloyo Christian, first class. Kanza Joy, first class. Nakayemba Lynette, first class. Munezero Barbara, first class. Nachito Leticia, first class. Tumugavire Olga, first class. Javuru Felix, first class. Nakaseta Rose, first class. Odongo Isaac, first class. Nabagala Catherine, first class. Kukundakwe Dorius, first class. Nakalialia Jen, first class. Emmanuel Paul, first class. Acheng Priscilla, first class. Chitaimbwa Martin, first class. Abigaba Crispus, first class. Ajiga Gerald, first class. Abaho Nelson. Abediroth Patricia. Aber Monica. Aber Vanessa. Abesagamkama Simon. Abita Winnie. Abomugisha Ivan. Acham Rebecca. Achelam Fred. Achuka Moses. Achidri Ivan. Adequate Louis. Adero Geraldine. Adong Catherine. Adongo Joan. Agaba Alan. Agaba Anita. Agaba Anoline. Agaba Nicholas. Agasha Mario. Ahawe Dismas. Ahawe Docas. Ahaire Daphne. Ahewa Macklin. Ahereza Daisy. Ahumuza Confidence. Ahumuza Magara. Aikoru Maria. Ainebiona Mary. Ainembabazi Hopkins. Ainombugisha Onesimus. Asiro Grace. Aisu Lucy. Ajigo Milka. Ajilong Sarah. Ajok Brenda. Ajok Rachel. Ajole Justin. Ajore Lucy. Akankwasa Esther. Akankwasa Joan. Akansima Cephas. Akao Sarah. Akatugumia Agre. Akatuhurira Audrey. Akech Mary. Akech Miriam. Akelo Catherine. Akelo Elizabeth. Akelo Jovia. Akelo Fiona. Akech Cherie. Akot Gloria. Akuguzibwe Felix. Akulu Irene. Akumu Gloria. Akwang Gladys. Akwero Fatuma. Alaso Faith. Aleti Daphne. Alibawa Frank. Alimo Caroline. Alimo Gladys. Aling Jen. Alupu Maureen. Aloalo Irene. Amanyire Sheila. Amoding Linda. Amolo Justin. Amongin Lillian. Ampumuza Godiva. Ampurire Gilbert. Amumpeire Bridget. Amuine Ivan. Andezo Gloria. Aneno Immaculate. Angwipi Benjamin. Ankunda Penina. Apat Jacob. Apoko Fiona. Apolot Helen. Arimpa Anita. Arimpa Prudence. Arinitwe Jeran. Arinitwe Living. Asekenye Edith. Asere Elizabeth. Ashaba Pamela. Ashaba Paula. Asimire Pishas. Asimwe Grace. Asimwe Rogers. Atimango Mase. Athaire Comfort. Athaire Daphne. Athaire Judith. Athaire Kenneth. Athaire Moses. Athaire Bridget. Ankunda Ameria. Ankunda Precious. Atuzarirwe Joseph. Atwine Charity. Atonjaire Immaculate. Auju Gladys, Avibaku Jonathan, Awania Patricia, Awekunimungu Maria Goret, Awino Nelly, Awor Patricia, Ayevare Emmanuel, Ayevare Sharon, Ayevare Anisha, Ayevare Evelyn, Ayevare Rona, Aima Mole, Ayo Makrina, Vabirie Catherine, Vabirie Eve, Vabirie Samusa, Vabirie Sharon, Vagambe Fred, Vaguma Stephen, Vakunda Elvis, Varaba Alex, Varabie Alice, Valambi Sarah, Vamuagare Adam, Varore Martin, Vasima Desire, Vaiga Mariam, Vazigu Caesar, Vainomugisha Isabella, Vihole Elizabeth, Bira Anna, Virunji Dina, Vogere Stephen, Bricky Patrick, Vuna Abubakari, Usobozi Tonic, Vutanacha Peter, Wogi Ronald, Chanwat Jacob, Chemtai Edina, Chemtai Elizabeth, Chemtai Winnie, Cheptoe Kennedy, Cherop Martha, Evine Nelson, Ebol Nixon, Echonyu Jimmy, Eimani Sharon, Emachu Jacob, Pete Isaac, Epoku Joshua, Eraru Joel, Esilu Paul, Friday Moses, Gidodo Doreen, Gwasaze Paul, Hamida Hamid, Here Nixon, Etungu Bridget, Etungu Erivaida, Jala Maxwell, Juma Manasseh, Joro Priscilla, Kacho Priscilla, Kabahuma Isabella, Kavanda Laston, Kawasa Yubairi, Kabongoya Doreen, Kabuo Grace, Kabuo Noria, Kadondi Christmas, Kadondi Hope, Kadondi Timothy, Kagoya Olivia, Kagoya Peace, Kaitana Justin, Kajubi Mark, Kakai Juliet, Kako Gloria, Kalenzi Amon, Kamarembo Shina, Kamugabiomu Faith, Kamugisha Claire, Kamia Karos, Kansime Spesa, Karunji Morin, Kasa Dachizire, Kasasira Charles, Kasita Cedric, Kasirie Catherine, Katanku Ibrahim, Katende Kenneth, Kato Demias, Kasurana Joseph, Katshabe Harriet, Kavulu Emmanuel, Kaunguzi Caroline, Kayari Ronald, Kainja Benon, Kayombia Moses, Kaziba Simon, Kevirunji Morin, Kedi Harriet, Keitesi Elizabeth, Kemigisha Helen, Harunda Lydia, Kibugo Shafik, Kiza Patience, Kiza Persis, Kiza Robinson, Chiko Joel, Chikome Maria, Chikomeko Hakim, Kikoyo Dan, Chirabo Agatha, Chirabo Edith, Chirabo Treasure, Kiria Gesta, Kiria Ibrahim, Kisache Ruth, Kisache Aleit, Chitagenda Jabir, Chitone John, Chivumbi Isaac, Kizito Shafik, Kobusinge Claire, Kobusinge Henry, Kobusinge Violet, Komakech Edition, Komugisha Anita, Komuhanji Caroline, Kukundakwe Sandra, Kulabirao Umuluhai, Kushabe Habat, Kwagara James, Kwemboi Obadia, Kwiringira Dennis, Champire Achuret, Champire Anebrin, Charikunda Silin, Cheyune Javira, Chobutunji Irene, Chokusima Ronet, Chozira Martha, Lanyero Unit, Lawino Lainet, Lekuru Comfort, Lemo Jairus, Lengo Derek, Robega Abubeka, Rochamuzi Andrew, Rochamuzi Ibra, Mabonga Barbara, Mabonga Joash, Magoba Roy, Makula Pavin, Mar Rachel, Masinde Wilson, Matovu Bibian, Mbabazi Doreen, Mbawade Mary, Mirembe Teddy, Mpanji Akram, Mpanga Brian, Mubale Derek, Mudondo Alice, Mudua Mase, Mudua Sandra, Mugabe Alan, Mugabe Henry, Mugarura Felix, Mugaya Stuart, Mugama Shafati, Mohanguzi Arnold, Mohechi Jovita, Muhindo Ophelia, Muhindo Patricia, Muhumuza Isaac, Muhwezi Bawaz, Mujoga Fiona, Mukarazi William, Mukama Isaac, Mukapi Adadi, Mukisa Doreen, Mukoda Brian, Mukungu Trevor, Murabi Naftali, Mulindwa Gerard, Murunji Deborah, Mumbere Leojas, Mungoriek Winfred, Musimenta John, Musimenta Myers, Musinguzi Nixon, Musobora Edward, Mutabazi Enos, Mutambuzi Wille, Mutebi Michael, Mutesi Faima, Muwanguzi Joyruth, Mwesigwa Owen, Muigo George, Nabaguma Sorome, Nabatanze Karo, Nabaterega Royce, Nabawesi Viola, Nabumba Praxeda, Nabuto Robina, Nabiga Sebastian, Nabikoro Jovia, Nabireva Hape, Nabrie Anisha, Nabrie Joanita, Nabisalu Nodrin, Nabubaje Marin, Nabude Rona, Nabude Recho, Nabukalu Lillian, Nabukalu Madrin, Nabukera Clea, Nabukenya Karo, Nabukenya Joanita, Nabukwasi Prima, Nabulo Goretti, Nabulia Maureen, Nabusao Juliet, Nabuye Bridget, Nabuire Doreen, Nabuire Florence, Nabionga Sodome, Nafla Justin, Nafla Mille, Nafla Sheila, Nafla Sinella, Nagadia Sara, Nagai Jemima, Nahwera Maureen, Nairoba Mary, Nairoba Pamela, Naisonga Joan, Najingo Sara, Nakabale Alex, Nakafu Penina, Nakagwa Grace, Nakajiri Diana, Nakajiri Priska, Nakajiri Shadia, Nakaje Elizabeth, Nakaketo Vivian, Nakarubi Hanifa, Nakami Esther, Nakandi Najimati, Nakawoya Josephine, Nakayanga Angel, Nakaiza Patricia, Nakazibe Melissa, Nachide Caroline, Nachide Juliet, Nachigozi Lilian, Nachigude Nusula, Nachimbeja Priscilla, Nachimori Florence, Nachimori Joanne, Nachimwani Nabira, Nachi Intu Viola, Nachiranda Winfred, Nakirija Shamim, Nachitende Alison, Nachiwala Joan, Nakubulwa Christian, Nache Yune Gladys, Nache Yune Olivia, Narubega Immaculate, Narubega Rachel, Narubowa Joan, Narugo Babirie, Narugo Winnie, Narusima Tracy, Narunga Margaret, Narunkuma Joyce, Naruwada Firidaus, Naruwaga Brenda, Naru Daisy, Naruyanga Josephine, Naruyima Irene, Naruwada Ruth, Naruoga Maureen, Namaganda Christine, Namagembe Rona, Namakanda Mase, Namakosi Sharina, Namakura Zam, Namanda Madrin, Namanya Alan, Namanya Betty, Namara Ritas, Namasava Rachel, Namatovu Desire, Namatovu Martha, Namayanja Shamira, Namayanja Suvi, Namayimba Margaret, Namazi Caroline, Nambiro Diana, Nambuza Sisi, Naminya Andrew, Namirembe Seremba, Namono Caroline, Nampeo Shamira, Namubiru Mai, Namude Pamela, Namugaya Rose, Namukwaya Winnie, Namusoke Angela, Namusoke Jovia, Namuonge Samari, Namoya Prose, Namyaro Gladys, Nandera Allen, Nandera Constance, Nandera Miriam, Nandera Rachel, Nangobi Elizabeth, Nangobi Reste, Nangobi Sandra, Nanchinga Afiswa, Nanchinga Grace, Nanchinga Shakira, Nansamba Hadaina, Nansamba Helen, Nansumba Jovia, Nantale Brenda, Nantale Joan, Nanteza Angela, Nanteza Josephine, Nantongo Maureen, Nantume Elizabeth, Nanyanga Eva, Nanyonjo Christine, Nasaga Umar, Nasasira Angel, Nasasira Edwin, Nasiwa Helen, Naso David, Nasoro Daphne, Nanozi Stella, Naste Dama, Natwera Jonah, Natukunda Grace, Naturinda Alan, Naula Dokas, Nawanga Penzi, Naiga Esther, Nazinda Joyce, Ndekurunji Angela, Ndiamuhachi Ivan, Nekesa Juliet, Nimusima Bonita, Ninsima Joan, Ninsima Linda, Nwahereza Alan, Newamanya Justin, Newenyesiga Adela, Nirinda Lilian, Nkata Simon, Simire Doris, Ntale Ronald, Ntono Caroline, Nuagaba Living, Nyakakuba Gaston, Nyakato Catherine, Nyakato Saison, Nyakidi Mauda, Nyangoma Elizabeth, Nyanzi Abdul, Nyehumbize John, Obilangole Henry, Obonyo Ronald, Ochatre Rogers, Ochenyi Bruno, Odele Julius, Odokit Eric, Odongo Aaron, Odongo James, Oduori Daniel, Ogaya Elia, Ogoje Irene, Okanya Deogracious, Okelo Bone, Okelo Walter, Okeloto Jonathan, Okia Nathan, Okinei Mark, Okongo Cephas, Okumu Kenneth, Okuni Fidel, Okurut Sylvester, Orichiriza Ada, Oloa Peter, Oluju Thomas, Oluport Michael, Omal Gregory, Omara Caro, Omara Tom, Omari Elias, Omudu Francis, Ongi Stephen, Opio Daniel, Oriokot Julius, Osime Christabel, Othieno Brian, Othieno Tofio, Othieno Wilbrod, Otoke Kizito, Otui Lamek, Omo Olga, Owinjo Courage, Obusinje Marilyn, Ora Thomas, Oyao Godfrey, Pade Cornelius, Rubanga Kene Samuel, Rukundo Amos, Resiba Rashid, Rothomio Christopher, Rothongeo Joseph, Saire Julius, Sanyu Christine, Shifta Alid, Sebukaru Habat, Senteza Mesachi, Simbwa Mark, Sonko Brian, Subi Isaac, Tahara Ahmed, Taima Balak, Takahashi Mika, Tenywa Joel, Tibaverwa Winnie, Tibahwerwa Timothy, Tibarienda Judith, Timujiwa Loy, Timunene Hanisha, Tuhairwe Didas, Tukashaba Catherine, Tukundane Richard, Tumukunde Betty, Tumukunde Ivas, Tumusime Alfred, Tumwebaze Derek, Tumwesije Hilda, Tumwesije Alan, Tumwesije Kenneth, Tumuine Douglas, Turia Singula Olivias, Tushemereirwe Winfred, Tuazaje Emmeline, Tuijuche Leonard, Tuichirize Emmanuel, Tuena Masiko Clinton, Tuena Masiko Grace, Tueno Mujuni Boaz, Ura Rita, Oenee Alin, Wako Rogers, Wawire Agre, Wade Kau, Waiswa Henry, Wakuia Liz, Warekaki Joseph, Warugono Christopher, Wandera Andrew, Wandera Annette, Washiwala Deo, Wasiva Lincoln, Wasima Sabrine, Waia Tom, Yega Mahad, Yika Janet, and Zesilo Dan.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you graduands who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University, Uganda College of Commerce, Kabale. Aguma Grant, Ariho Like, Asasi Shina, Atuhire Ana, Vazira Sam, Vonanevia Deus, Gumisiriza Raymond, Gakuwa John Bosco, Kwesiga Laban, Champeire Charlotte, Charituha Brenda, Mugume Davis, Nasasira Anna, Ndiomugenyi Nicholas, Nwandinda Johnson, and Twijuche Doreen.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University, Bushenyi Learning Center. Aline Mase, Atwebise Crispus, Vaguma Richard, Vetungura Amos, Vyamukama Innocent, Kamahoro Justin, Kanyesi J. Bob-like, Katshabe Charlotte, Mawanda Nicholas, Nahabwe Alon, Noagaba Dennis, Noajira Winnie, Ochen Ronald, Owembabazi Isaac, Tumukunde Ivan, Tumwebaze Yoasi, and Twinomujini Bernard.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University.
We have to finish all of them.
Yeah, and you're still verified.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you graduates who have satisfied the requirements for the conferment of the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University, Soroti Learning Center. Wabuteya Macmillan, First Class, Achom Evelyn, Achom Lucy, Adiosi Joanna, Akirol Docas, Akurut Catherine, Amechu Herbert, Apeduno Gertrude, Aiso Kevin, Atim Faith, Elongat Ibrahim, Elwelu Joshua, Ewiu John, Kagaha Charles, Mirembe Cleotas, Nabitaka Caroline, Omairo John, Omoding Benjamin, Opio Robert, Orego Isaac, Oriokot Zechariah, Ouma Bashir, Torach Josephine, and Wokorach Ronald.
By virtue of the authority entrusted to me, I confer upon all those persons whose names have been read the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance of Kyambogo University.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, the School of Management and Entrepreneurship, in partnership with the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, would like to recognize the best performing student for the Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance. With your permission, sir, Wabire Simon, First Class, please come forward for recognition by SCCA. Where are you? Please hurry up. Wabwire Simon. Is he here? Wabwire Simon, the best performing female.
Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
MTN Momo Pay is the easy way to pay. Dial *165*3# or use the MTN Momo app. You don't need cash. MTN Momo Pay is safe and free.
The UNAIDS Fast